Hi, my name's Mandy Rodriguez, and my topic is on the future of Sabal palm forest in South Texas. So this is the order in which we're going to be discussing things. Some general history of the Rio Grande Valley and Cameron County, threats, research, ethical ramifications, existing policies, solving the issue, future of palm forest, and my references. Some geologic and natural history of Cameron County is that it's located at the southernmost tip of the Rio Grande Valley. The RGV is actually not a valley, it is a delta to the Rio Grande. Over 95% of land has been cleared for agricultural or developmental purposes. According to the Gorgas Science Foundation's website, there was once about 60,000 acres or more of lush tropical forest throughout the Rio Grande Valley, but this has since been reduced to less than 30 protected acres. This is at Sabal Palm Sanctuary, which is where that picture was taken. These days, the RGV is a vastly different place than what it used to be. Wildcats like ocelots, jaguarundi, and even jaguars used to be teeming in the area until excessive hunting and habitat destruction drove them to extinction or to refuges. So some threats to the palm forest. Definitely land use change, which leads to basically like habitat fragmentation, which is obviously not good. Some other threats are invasive species, costs of reforestation, and predators. This picture is of a palm seed penetrated by seed beetles after only 48 hours. And there are seed beetles here in South Texas. So some research has shown that there is a high predation rate of palm seeds from all sorts of predators. With well over 100 species of beetles found at Sabal palms, it is no wonder, why the state of the palm forest is what it is right now. Research has also shown that freshly deposited canine and ungulate scat is avoided by seed predators like beetles, raccoons, ants, and the like. This is a picture of some coyote scat that is loaded with Sabal palm seeds. So some ethical ramifications. With over 90% of habitat destroyed for agricultural or developmental purposes, native species should be given precedence for conservation and educational purposes. Even though it's a local problem in South Texas, these plants and animals are part of the world, of our world, and they have been for a long time. So I think that more protection should be put in place for all endangered species, especially those who are a part of a species that are close to having localized extinction events occur. The Endangered Species Act should be modified to provide a solution to problems that arise such as this. Although it makes sense why ranchers, homeowners, hunters would want to hunt coyotes, are we doing more harm than good by continuing to let them be hunted? I think both Sabal palms and coyotes have intrinsic ecological value. So some existing policies, there basically are none. Neither Sabal palms or the endangered forest habitat they create are protected here in the state of Texas. According to Texas Parks and Wildlife's website, it is completely legal to hunt coyotes with or without a permit, as they may be considered nuisance animals to landowners. You don't need a permit if you're going to hunt on private property and you have permission by the landowner, but otherwise you need a permit. So solving the issue, I think definitely more research needs to be done, especially with coyotes, and perhaps some seed beetles. So I think community involvement can also help solve the issue. Educational programs definitely. Reforestation events as well, even if they are a bit costly. This is the big one. Less land use change. That might not be possible, but I think that if there's less land use change, palm forests might have an opportunity to grow back. So I also think this last one is important, connecting heavily fragmented areas to each other that lead to refuges by like a habitat corridor. This would lead to more habitat, obviously, and the creation of wildlife corridors. So the future of sabal palm forests in South Texas. Because of beetles and other seed predators, I think coyotes will shape the future of the remaining sabal palm forest in the Rio Grande Valley, especially at Sabal Palm Sanctuary in Brownsville, Texas. Because coyotes here love sabal palm fruit, they eat it, and once it's ingested and digested, they defecate palm seeds. This implies that the sabal palm forest in the Rio Grande Valley is foreseen to be successful, as in still a functioning habitat in the future, as coyotes will be naturally providing habitat for themselves and other species. Coyotes are important mammals because they are incredibly resilient, surviving in almost any habitat, including the city. It is not unheard of to see a coyote roaming the streets in Brownsville. The moral value of this is, even if humans have messed up by destroying hundreds of thousands of acres of habitat, there are still other animals that function in an ecosystem that will always put preservation of naturalness before any clearing and completely decimating of their own natural habitat or land and species. And here are my references. Thank you.